If curiosity ever killed the cat, then I'm the deadest cat in the world. Ever since I was young, I always wanted to do everything. I always wanted to know how everything and anything works. Fast forward to my high school years. I used to be in every club available. I was in the Science Congress team. I was in the badminton team. I was in the public speaking team. I was in the poetry club. I was in everything humanly possible. Then after high school, I went and did some computer packages. If you ask me, the best money for value ever, because even up to date I always do things related to whatever I learned during those 3 months in the computer packages course. Mind you, after I was done with the computer packages, I ended up spending an entire 3 months in the same institution as an instructor. Mind you, I'm 18 years old. That was when we used to have Windows XP. Can you imagine that? I always wanted to know how things work early in advance. I always wanted to understand the workings of the universe. After Form 4 and my grades allowed it, I applied for both university, a course in physics. I applied for KMTC, Kenya Medical Training College, and I also applied for RTI, that's Railway Training Institute, to do a course called Mechatronics. Guess what? I got accepted in all of those places. The only problem was then you couldn't find a serious distance learning. They were just trying to have distance learning by them, but it couldn't work. So since having a degree used to be a fashionable thing for our parents then, my dad insisted politely that I join a university and pursue my degree in physics. And that is what I did. In university, in the lab, in classes, I was always interested in knowing how everything works, how everything ticks. My lab classes used to be the best of the classes. Money. Every time we were being taught theories like the Einstein relativity theory, the Bose-Einstein condensation theory, I used to be super excited. Why? Because I always wanted to know how everything works. While in campus, I was in the Taekwondo club. I wanted to know how to fight. I was in the debate club. I wanted to improve my public speaking skills and mostly arguing skills. I was also doing modeling. During long holidays, I would go to companies. I've worked at Orbit, I've worked at Nation, I've worked at Multimechanical, I've worked at Panthera. I used to work at every single possible machine in any company that I went to because I wanted to know how it works, why it works the way it works, how to operate it. And I was always the best at operating or diagnosing issues with any of the machines in those places. What I'm trying to say is that I was always a curious person. Hence, I never got to stick to one interest, to one skill, to one thing that I can be identified with. Do you know what people say, like, a jack of all trades is a master to none? That is me. I'm Jack. And I want to be a master to all trades, man. I want to know everything. I want to do everything. That has always been my kryptonite. And it is hard for me not to be that. How can you not be that? Why would you want to stick with marketing alone? The world is much, much bigger than marketing. It isn't always about the fame. It isn't always about your career. It is about living your life fully. Anyway, in campus, I did a certificate in programming while I was doing a physics degree. Fast forward, I completed my campus education. Tell you what, I never applied even on a single day for work. Never ever. I wanted to explore life, the simplicity and the complexity of life all at a go. Remember that course that I had? I put it in work. I used it as a stepping stone into the world. Then, knowing how to operate a computer, being real well with the computers was a skill. Even these days, be honest, let me know in the comment. If you know Excel, I am sure you are more valuable than even the manager of that company if he doesn't know Excel. If you can work spreadsheet functions well, you are the accountant, you are the secretary, you are the storekeeper, you are the everything in that company. True or false? Let me know down in the comment. So after campus, what did I do? I went to Gikomba. I bought a few t-shirts and I was like, okay, let me try my people skills. I was in the debate club. My work was to convince people of my argument. Let me try and sell them clothes. I sold them clothes. I bought my first computer. I started the first movie shop. I could understand movies. I could understand file system, file types. I could understand video codecs. I could understand the consequences of downloading movies in various formats. So when I started my movie shop and I put these skills into that movie shop, I never ever got a single complaint. Ati umeniuzia movie mbaya, movie umeniuzia ifani, CD ifani. In fact, it was that knowledge that enabled me, and I'm not bragging here. it made me make so much money with the DJ Afro movies. Remember the DJ Afro movies?
Alright. Hapa ndugu basi brother wapenzi watazamaji. Tena hapa basi tena ndugu wapenzi. Ni design moja ndio tena hapa basi maradari zaidi.
Then they only used to come in CDs. Which means someone with a button phone, katululu, or someone with even a smartphone could not watch that movie. But because that computer package course had really helped me, I was able to get the CDs, extract the DJ Afro movies, convert them into different formats, merge them. You know them, they used to come at part A, part B. So I would merge that part A and B into one complete movie and convert them maybe into 3GP. Kule mtu akona katululu or the button phone, it will watch there. Then there weren't Android apps that would decode this movie still. So the only format of movie that would load into a smartphone was an MP4. And not even a big, not a 1080 MP4, maybe a 480, 720 maximum MP4. I had the knowledge to download the softwares and convert these movies and merge them and construct them in such a way that I would cater to every person's, every client's need. It made me so much money. Even other movie guy people were not believing. They were opening shop, closing. They were wondering, how is it that I'm surviving? How is it that I'm doing this? I'm the king of movie shops in this place. Even though these days it's like dying because you know technology, yeah. Na yellow movie box pale, Gujara pale, on stream app. I know you guys know these apps, but I'm still soldiering on. Fast forward 2-3 years later, I started a gaming arcade business. Then they used to be dreaded because if your machine spoils, there is nobody that could fix that machine. You had to go take it to town. Then they used to charge you at least a third of the price of the machine for the simplest thing. Because of my curiosity and wanting to learn how things work, I taught myself how computers work, how gaming consoles work. Guess what? I fix my own gaming consoles. I fix my own computer when it has issues. It is easy for me to go and scout for spare parts because I know which part needs replacement and how much it costs. Remember, I have a whole degree in physics. We used to deal with these things, capacitors, diodes, transistors. So kuligonga ni kazi ngumu sana. Utateseka, utasweat. Then enter another phase of curiosity. Now, with this AI thing, with the way technology is advancing, I needed a challenge. And the one challenge that I really wanted was to know how to use a software, like a unique software that I can hone as a skill, that I can charge really good money, and at the end of the day, still be proud that I have created something out of it, not just copy pasting. So what did I do? I decided to do this content creation, more of recording myself so that I can get footage for me to practice video editing. My G, the best thing to ever happen. It's like creation, you know, editing a video, bringing out the emotions intended, guiding the viewer through the entire story and journey. I know it might look right now like my editing sucks, but trust me, it is such a fulfillment when you are done editing a video. You get to guide the emotions, the thoughts, the curiosity, the everything that a viewer can feel, everything that some even viewer are feeling. You get to guide them through the process of editing. That is a skill that I love so much. I will always practice video editing. I will always do video editing. It is such a fulfilling process of creation. Enough with the consumption. We get to consume a lot. We're always swiping on our phones. We never think of creating something. The thing that makes me proud the most, I don't do comedy skits. I don't do twerking skits. I don't do provocative skits. No. I do something purposeful. Something that can touch somebody's heart. Something that can change somebody's life. That is what makes me so happy about video editing. By the way, through me teaching myself how to deal with printers, how to deal with computers, how to deal with gaming consoles, I still get client of that. People come with their gaming consoles, I repair them for them. People come with their computers, I service them for them. Same with the printers. Whoever said that a jack of all trades is a master to none, he is such a big liar. In this world, the world of AI, you want me to master marketing? Really? You want me to master HR? You want me to just master coding? Rocket can build you a full app in seconds. ChatGPT can build you a full website in seconds. This is the time to be the jack of all trades is a master of survival. You get what I'm saying? When I was in campus, I used to concurrently do programming with my physics degree. I have a certificate in programming. But now, I'm realizing I need to get back to programming. That is why I'm teaching myself web development. I want to do full web development. And I'm doing it in like a bootcamp monk mode kind of way. In the next 90 days, I need to learn web development full. And not just learn, I need to build a tool, a website, a SaaS, anything, just to prove that I did it, I owned it, I know it. That will be another skill in the bag. I guess the point I'm trying to pass across in this video is that it is no longer a world where knowing several things used to be kiherehere. It is no longer a world where owning several skills used to make you a master of none. This is the world where you need several skills. I need to have 20 different complementary skills. It doesn't matter what it needs for me to take, what I need to sacrifice, I need to. How can you just live in this world with just one skill? Yani wewe tu unajuanga tu wewe ni secretary. It will reach a point where AI and robots will take over some of these works. You will not believe. In the next 10 years, someone who does plumbing or who does masonry will be much better placed than that HR officer who spends the whole day with suits and condescending tone and attitude. Trust me. Because most of these jobs will be automated. They will be taken over by AI. I know graphic design. I know web design. I know electrical repair. Do you see how those skills are complementary? Which means even if AI can do some of these skills, I will still be needed to guide it to the last final product. They will still need people like me. But for you who has no skills, you will have no other option other than to live by the AI slope. What I'm saying is, curiosity might have killed the cat, but I am Schrodinger's cat. I exist in different realities, different possibilities, different probabilities. When you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains, no matter how improbable, must be the truth. That being said, try and learn as many skills as you can. Wakanda forever.